These jars were sacred to the Mesu Heru, aka the four sons of Heru. Each one contained a sacred organ that helped in the internal alchemical process of elimination and regeneration. Continuing on, the lids of these jars were the image of the guardian that protected each organ. They are the Mesu Heru, Hapi, Tamutep, Amt, and Quepsanu. Hapi was the baboon, his direction was east, and his organs were the lungs. The female guardian was Nebutet. Tamutep, he's the jackal, his direction is north. His organ is the stomach. The female guardian is Ni. Amt, also known as Amseti. He's the human, his direction is south. The organ is the liver, and the female guardian is I, also known as Aset. Quepsnu, the falcon. Direction west, the organ, small intestine. The female guardian was Serket. It is through the cultivation of these four organs and the powers that guard them that leads to the restoration of Ma'at and the cultivation of the Ra Shechem in the human body. Remember that Ra is the manifestation of Ankh, Ucha, Seneb, that is, life, strength, and health. To neglect and abuse these organs is to invite disharmony in the forms of sickness and disease. Dwelling within each organ is a son of Heru, and each one is protected by one of the four mothers, the Mutu Imheru. The lungs are sacred to Hapi and guarded by the mother Nebutet. The lungs take in oxygen, gets rid of carbon dioxide, and distributes oxygen into the body. That is into the blood that is pumped through the body by the heart. Every cell in your body needs oxygen. A lack of oxygen can cause fatigue as well as lead to brain damage. Tamutep dwells at the stomach and is guarded by the mother Ni. The function of the stomach is to break down food and convert the food into nutrients that feed the body. The dynamics of this internal alchemical process is that the muscles in the stomach contract and mixes this food with stomach acid, where the food substance becomes a liquid called chyme. The chyme passes into the small intestine, which is sacred to Quepsanu, who is guarded by the mother Serket. The small intestine is the place where the chemical digestion begins to kick in the most. The liver is sacred to Amt, who is guarded by the mother Aset. The liver regulates most of the chemical levels in the blood, produces bile, which is an alkaline substance that removes impurities, as well as aid in the process of digestion. All blood that leaves the stomach and intestines has to pass through the liver. These four organs are to be cleansed, purified, and strengthened. Most diseases are a result of the accumulation of internal impurities. These impurities affect our moods, which in turn will affect the way we think. A diseased and degenerate body leads to disease and degenerate thoughts, leading to disease and degenerate lives, which ultimately leads to death. This is why on the 8th plate in the papyrus of Anui, it reads, I have put an end to my failings. I have removed my defects. What then is it? The cutting off of the corruptible matter. It is of the Asar, the scribe Anui, triumphant before every deity, driven away all the defects that belonged to him. What then is it? The purification on the day of his birth. There are also the forces that affect us from the outside. The Hermetic philosophers focused on 7 destructive causes that can be corrected by positive changes in lifestyle and raising of one's vibration to a higher frequency. The 7 destructive causes are as follows. Evil spirits, a derangement of the material nature and of the spiritual nature, an unhealthy or abnormal mental attitude, the law of compensation, or karma, the motions and aspects of the heavenly bodies, a misuse of faculty organs or functions such as overstraining a member or overtaxing nerves, the presence in the system of foreign substances, impurities, or obstructions. Now, you'll find these in actually some of the Western occult teachings, like Manly P. Hall. Anyway, we know that they get a lot of these teachings from the Hermetic sciences that come out of Kemet. So, these are the things that the priests and sages of Africa continue to look for in a sick person to this day. These healers are master psychologists, knowers of the soul, and psychiatrists, doctors of the soul. Unlike with Western healing methods, the person is examined holistically. often through forms of divination. The person is given instruction in rituals, prayer, medicine, fasting, and sometimes forms of devotional service to ancestors, community, and the Creator. Today, African priests of various traditions will have a patient take a special herb or bath. These baths are meant to change the person's vibratory frequency to remove obstructions and negative energies from that person's life, or increase the individual's power of attraction. These rituals are also prescribed in West African traditions practiced in the Americas, especially Voodoo, Santeria, Ocha, Obeah, and Palo. In ancient Kemet, the priests of Amen would bathe 3 times a day to remove all impurities from their bodies and energy fields. In the temples, the priests would burn frankincense and myrrh, where they worshipped, meditated, and sang devotional hymns to the deity. They also utilized sound, color, and aromatherapy. These methods were used to raise the vibration, purify the space, cleanse one's aura, and heal the sick. These external rituals are objectifications of an internal process. This is your brother, pt3, for Kim West. I leave you with Hotep.